Okay. Okay, I know we just got done with McNagi and now Yukimiya is here, but trust me, this is big. I've got something exciting to announce today, and I know many of you have been waiting for this moment. Yukimiya is getting a rework. Yes, you heard that right. And a lot of you probably saw this coming, right? We've been talking about how Yukimiya was way overdue for a rework, especially with Shido also being stuck in the meta for so long. If you've been playing since the days when Yukimiya and Shido were the actual meta in the game, you know how far they've fallen since then. I mean, honestly, they were pretty much the top picks, but now? Well, not so much. And it's really just because there hasn't been much done for them in a while. Sure, Yukimiya got a couple of small tweaks, like reducing his stamina drain during dribbling and allowing him to use 2 dribbles in his awakening, but other than that, not much else has changed. And as for Shido, his situation is even worse. I can't recall anything significant being done for him in the last 4 to 5 months. Seriously, if you think about it, the only change for Shido was the chem reaction with Sai, but that didn't really do much to bring him back into the meta. So yeah, today we're talking about Yukimiya's rework, and trust me, it's going to be awesome. Now, some of you might have already assumed that Yukimiya's rework would be coming next week, but I want to clear that up right now. It's confirmed, yes, but it probably won't be in the next update. However, based on the hints we've gotten, it's almost guaranteed that Yukimiya will be the next character to get a rework, and it's looking like it'll be in the update after the next one. Don't worry, I'll explain why I think this. The rework has already been confirmed by Kura in the official Blue Lock Rivals Discord in the common questions section. Also, Miro created a poll asking if we wanted Yukimiya to be reworked, and obviously the community voted yes, so it's safe to say his rework is happening, and with a 99% chance, it'll be the next big rework. But like I said, I'm thinking it'll be in the update after the next, not next week. Let me break down why I think that. Now let's dive into the exciting part. What exactly is going to change with Yukimiya? And don't worry, I'm not just speculating here. We've seen patterns with previous character reworks, so I have a pretty solid idea of what's coming. First off, let's talk about his current moves. Yukimiya's moves aren't bad by any means. In fact, I'd say they're above average compared to some other characters. But the problem is they lack something that would make him truly shine, and that's diversity in his moveset. Right now, Yukimiya's kit is basically just dribbling moves, and while that's fine, it's not enough to keep him relevant in today's meta. He needs more. If you look at how Miro and his team usually approach reworks, you'll see a pattern. They tend to take a character's existing dribble move, boost its stats, usually by reducing the cooldown, and then add a follow-up move, typically either a shot or a pass. And in Yukimiya's case, it's going to be a shot. Look at characters like Baru, and after his dribble, he gets a shot. Same with NEL and Nagi. Dribble, then shot. So I'm pretty confident that's what's going to happen with Yukimiya too. They're going to keep his dribbling moves intact, but they'll add a new follow-up shot, and I'm guessing it'll be a gyro shot. Now, I don't think Yukimiya's new shot is going to be as powerful as King's or Yukimiya's original shots. Those are some of the strongest shots in the game. But I do think it'll be solid, and that's exactly what Yukimiya needs right now. A shot that's powerful enough to compete with the other top-tier characters, but not as overpowered as the top dogs. I'm thinking something similar in power to NEL shot. Strong, but not too crazy. Speaking of shots, let's talk about his second move. I think they'll probably add an off-the-ball variant. Something like a steal move or maybe a new dribbling technique like La Boba, which he showcased in the U20 match. This would give him a lot more versatility and make him much more of a threat on the field. And yeah, I know some of you have your own ideas for what Yukimiya's new moves should be, but I think the consensus is clear. He definitely needs a shot added to his basic moveset. Now, I've been browsing the official Discord, and there are so many suggestions for how Yukimiya should be reworked. Let me share a couple of the concepts that really stood out to me. The first one is a pretty detailed rework idea that adds an NEL prefix to Yukimiya's name, turning him into his NEL version. Here's the concept. Starting with the base moves, the first one will be La Boba and Predator's Eye, where Yukimiya starts with a fake move that lets him rush past the defender faster than freestyle, with less stamina drain and more range. After the fake, it smoothly transitions into Lethal Touch, now renamed Drag Scissors, where Yukimiya fakes again and dashes diagonally, stunning opponents in his path. Off the ball, this move turns into Predator's Eye, which zooms in on the view and boosts the accuracy and power of shots, ensuring that when you aim, you hit your target with precision. Next move, his second one, Sword Dribble and Immense Speed, it's where Yukimiya performs a croquata to nutmeg the opponent, and then he dashes forward with a lightning effect, setting him up for a gyro shot. When off the ball, this move turns into Immense Speed, granting Yukimiya a burst of speed for a few seconds, allowing him to steal the ball if it's within reach, and keep the attack alive. And the most interesting part, his awakening animation, where Yukimiya rushes forward, surrounded by ghostly projections of Asagi's face, or another teammate, with a voice echoing, "Keep dreaming all alone while you drown in your sinking ship." Then he looks straight ahead and says, "You're the one who is going to die." As he continues, purple and orange flames burst around him, and he scores the final shot in a dramatic conclusion. And here is the second suggestion, where Yukimiya's rework more like a refresh. But still, it's interesting. Starting with the base moves, his first one, La Boba, similar to the first suggestion where this replaces Lethal Touch with La Boba, a new move that allows Yukimiya to fake and stun the defender, making it easier for him to break through. Of course, the next one, Freestyle, where after using Freestyle, Yukimiya can follow it up with a gyro shot, which curves, adding a layer of unpredictability to his offensive game, and Awakening to make the Awakening even more intense. The addition of audio effects would really elevate the moment and make it feel more powerful. Here are the ideal concepts. So, which one do you lean towards? The first one with more detailed moves, or the second one with a more simplified approach? Next, let's talk about the rarity of Yukimiya after his rework. I won't drag this out. He's almost certainly going to be raised back to mythic rarity. I'm saying this because most likely he's going to get the NEL prefix added to his name. I know some of you might argue that in the manga, especially in the NEL League, Yukimiya isn't exactly the strongest. But even so, he still pulls enough weight to be considered mythic rarity. And why do I think his rework is coming in the next 2 weeks? Well, we've seen him being mentioned a lot lately, receiving buffs, and even Miro himself asked, "Should we rework Yukimiya?" in all caps. And right after that, Kura confirmed that the rework is definitely happening. So I'm confident that Yukimiya is getting an awesome rework, especially when you look at what Miro has been doing the past 3 weeks. I'm really liking the direction the animations and moves are going in, and honestly, I'm just excited to see this rework. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and wait for it to drop. So now that we've gone over everything, what do you think about Yukimiya's upcoming rework? Are you excited about the potential changes? Do you like the idea of his new moves and abilities, or are you hoping for something different? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts, so please drop a comment below and let's get the conversation going. I think we all have different ideas of how Yukimiya could be improved, and it'll be cool to see which concepts people are most excited about. And here's the thing. Whether you're a longtime fan of Yukimiya or you're just now getting into the game, I think we can all agree that this rework is a much-needed update. I'm really pumped to see how it all comes together. I mean, let's be honest. Yukimiya has been falling behind for a while now, and the devs have finally listened to the community. So now's the time to look forward to seeing his full potential. Whether it's in the next 2 weeks or the update after, we know that it's on the horizon, and that's something to get excited about. And if you're as hyped as I am for the rework, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you'll stay on top of all the latest updates, leaks, and anything new that comes to Blue Lock Rivals. Plus, I'll be covering Soccer Zero as well, and trust me, you won't want to miss any of the latest leaks coming out for that game. I've got a lot of exciting content coming up for you guys, so make sure you don't miss anything. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.